Welcome to the Telescope Show. We are discovering God through geek culture, vanquishing doubt, and helping you become a hero of faith. Matthew Seipel Anderson speaking with you once again. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope life is treating you in a fine way. Hope things are going good. Hey, we've got some fun news as always. Lots of things happening out there in the nerd world. Let's check it out. December 17th, Spider-Man No Way Home hits theaters. And folks, the reviews are out. Mostly positive reviews are what I'm reading, so that's super cool. Sounds like the new Spider-Man movie has got some amazing surprises, and that's going to be a great flick to catch. So yeah, check it out. December 22nd, The Matrix Resurrection hits HBO and theaters, so you can watch that from the comfort of your own home, or you can take someone out for dinner and a movie and go see The Matrix. December 29th, finish your Christmas cookies and watch The Book of Boba Fett. The Star Wars fans are all super excited for that. It's going to be a fun time. Well, speaking of fun times, I don't want to spend any more time talking about news because we've got some more things to say about Hawkeye. Well, Hawkeye barely escaped with his life at the end of Episode 4. His new but still unofficial sidekick, Kate Bishop, intervened and stopped Contessa Valentina de Fontaine's assassin from completing her deadly mission. Who was the assassin? The assassin turned out to be none other than Yelena Belova. Now, I'm going to push pause for a second. If you're listening and you're scratching your head at hearing all these names, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to help you out right now. First of all, Hawkeye. He's an original Avenger. If you don't know who he is, you've got some catching up to do, seriously. But for the non-fan who's listening to this as a courtesy to the nerd in their life, I'm going to just catch you up really quick. Hawkeye is a super elite, super secret spy/assassin. He uses a bow and arrow instead of guns and doesn't have any superpowers beyond what Hollywood grants all action stars, which include, but is not limited to, unlimited arrows to shoot, never-ending endurance for fighting, and incredible luck. At this stage, Hawkeye just wants out of the superhero life so he can settle down and live out the rest of his days with his family. Kate Bishop. Kate is new to the MCU. She is a 22-year-old who became obsessed with martial arts and archery as a way to protect her family after her father died. Kate's life became entangled with Hawkeye's when her mother's boyfriend turned out to have connections to the criminal underworld and to Hawkeye's extra secret identity, the Ronin. Now, the movie Black Widow introduced us to a character named Yelena Belova, who I also mentioned earlier. She was Natasha Romanoff's sister. Now, Natasha Romanoff was the Black Widow. But there are many Black Widows, and Yelena trained as a Black Widow assassin like her sister. Together, the sisters brought down the Black Widow program. However, after Natasha's death in Avengers Infinity War, Yelena found herself lost and vulnerable in her grief. She was recruited by a shady character who's putting together a shady team of shady super characters. And who is this person in the shadows? She was Contessa Valentina de Fontaine, often just referred to as Val. So she's the mysterious recruiter. We saw her talking to American Agent at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier, and she approached Yelena while she was visiting the grave of her fallen sister. And we saw that in the post-credit scene of The Black Widow. During that encounter, she enticed Yelena back into the assassination trade by revealing that her target would be the man responsible for her sister's death, Clint Barton, a.k.a. Hawkeye. One of the most satisfying things about the MCU is seeing the threads of the tapestry come together over the course of several years and over the course of different movies and different TV shows. It's just such a great payoff for the fans. And it was so cool to watch the end of this movie where Hawkeye's struggling against this assassin, and the assassin turns out to be Yelena. And like I said, she nearly completed her task of taking out Hawkeye, but Kate Bishop ignored Hawkeye's orders to leave and ended up saving the day. It was a classic moment, right? Like, how often have we watched a hero in the movie or the main character in the movie tell the sidekick to stay in the car or stay here and wait? They never listen, and they usually save the day, and in this case, she did. Well, there are 2 episodes left of Hawkeye, and if you're like me, you can't resist speculating. And here's what I think is going to happen. Some of these are a little more out on a limb, but I'm just going to throw them out there in no particular order. Here we go. First off, Hawkeye will not die. This is a Disney holiday series with a nice light tone. He will not kill Hawkeye and, leave the end of his show with his kids all crying over his grave. That would be way too dark. Not going to happen. Not in a million years. All right, next. Yelena will probably gain some new information that will make her question her new employer, and we'll get to that in more detail at the end of this list. Next, Hawkeye will wear the purple comic book suit for the climax of the show. I think it's going to be amazing. This character is definitely going to wear that suit. They have set it up, and I cannot wait to see it happen. It's going to be great. Kate Bishop's mom will die. I'm going out on a limb on this one, but I think that as a result of Kate digging into the secret life of Jack Duquesne, she will die. Or she will turn out to be the real bad guy. I've read some blogs that they say they're bringing Kingpin, who's a major character in the comic books, that Kingpin is going to be the head muckety-muck of the tracksuit mafia. That could definitely be. But what if Kate Bishop's mom, because she has a security company, what if she's actually, pretty high up in the ranks as well? That would be pretty cool. That would be a great twist. It would be very sad for poor Kate. I don't know. I think a likely trail they could go down is that as a result of digging into this, Kate Bishop's mom ends up dying, and it just hardens the resolve of Kate to become a superhero. I could see that happening. That's what I'm going to predict. We shall see if I'm right or if I am wrong. Now, it's possible that Kate Bishop could take on the mantle of the Ronin. I think at this point in her story, she is a little too sweet, a little too nice to take on the identity of a character as dark as the Ronin, but you never know. It could happen. It's a possibility. I'm not going to say it's going to happen. I'm going to say it's a possibility I foresee. I also think there's a good chance that Clint is going to stick around as a resource that pops in and out of the MCU occasionally, right? Like little cameos and things to help out Kate, because he's going to care for her, but he is, I think, going to hang up his bow for the most part at the end of this series. That's my prediction. Another prediction I have is that Kate Bishop, eventually, she will be recruited by someone higher up like Falcon or possibly even Nick Fury, although I don't know. I don't know how much they're going to involve. Well, they're definitely going to involve Nick Fury some, because they showed him in outer space at the end of one of these movies. And so, yeah, he's around. He just got a promotion to like galactic level leadership. So, yeah, I think she's going to be promoted and brought into the Avengers fold along with Yelena. But Yelena, not yet. Yelena's going to begin her journey like I alluded to earlier. She's going to begin her journey to becoming an Avenger. But I think in this show, it's going to be a very small step, and we'll see. Yelena's one of the most interesting characters. She's at a crucial point in her story. In The Black Widow, Yelena reconnects with Natasha, like I said, and she saw the change in Natasha's life as a result of breaking free of the Black Widows and joining the Avengers. The sisters bonded, and they brought down the Black Widow training facility together. Like, literally, they brought it down because it was up in the sky. It was a powerful story of redemption. Honestly, it was kind of heartbreaking to see Yelena being recruited by Val in that post-credit scene. I think everyone, myself included, just expected Yelena to run off and join the Avengers like her sister did, and live happily ever after with her new, healthy group of super friends. Yelena will join the Avengers eventually. First, though, I think she will have to go on a journey to seek the truth for herself. She's been manipulated and lied to throughout her whole life, and Val is just the latest to take advantage of her. That being said, her break from the Black Widow shows us that she is already on the path to freedom. And so here's a question. Have you ever been in Yelena's shoes? Have you ever had to break away from an unhealthy relationship or from an untrue system of thought? It's not easy. But Jesus said something so simple and so profound, and it's a saying that really attracts me to Christianity. He said, "You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." See, I love that Jesus encourages people to seek the truth. The truth is one of the most valuable things on this planet. And God does not look down on us for asking tough questions in our quest to understand the truth. In fact, the books of James and Proverbs in the Bible are full of verses about crying out for wisdom and understanding. I think one of the toughest parts for Yelena might be accepting the truth once she learns it, especially because she is so hungry for vengeance. Is she open to forgiving Hawkeye? Can she accept that Nat willingly sacrificed herself and that no one else was responsible? I hope she can. The same is true when it comes to examining worldviews. Many people don't want to believe in God, so they find all the reasons not to. Believers do the same thing, of course. But personally, I do believe in God, and I have found that if I sincerely ask God for help, to help me find answers, He does. And I found that to be true over and over again in my life, and it's kept my faith alive, and that's why I am here doing this show tonight. So, hey, thanks so much for listening. I really appreciate each and every one of you. It's so great to talk to you and nerd out together. Go ahead, like this show, subscribe, leave us a nice review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening. That would be super fantastic. And I will look forward to talking with you again next week. Take care. Bye-bye.